the last weekend of the duck season here in Minnesota. There's a bunch of birds roosting on the Mississippi River. We're in a cut cornfield. It was just cut 2 days ago. And we know that when a duck is thinking with its stomach rather than its brain, it's not quite as smart as normal. So that's what we've got on our side. Even though it's late season, we're hoping that that need for food is going to bring them right on in. But we'll see.
You want me to put these down here? The running gunner made it a whole lot easier to do so, being, you know, so low profile. And with the snow cover in the field too, it's a lot easier to hide those than a big framed blind. Kill him.
This is one of the coolest hunts I've ever been on for late season duck hunting. The birds didn't need much convincing. The scouting was so good that these birds were automatically coming to this food source.
Gaggle of green beans.
When I think about Minnesota and waterfowl hunting, the first thing that comes to mind are the giant Canada geese that are so prevalent up there. Now, this trip isn't for Canada geese, it's for ducks. It's our first trip to Minnesota to duck hunt. Matt and Josh Dahlstrom from Hard Core Decoys were kind enough to invite us up there. They were on vacation for Thanksgiving, hunting with some buddies from Dead on Arrival Outdoors, and it was the last weekend of the duck season up there. It's bitter cold. There's just a little bit of open water left on the Mississippi River, and we have 2 fresh cut cornfields right off the river. It made for an awesome late season hunt.
The top left side dumping hard. Working really vertical. Ready? Back right side. Big groups, big groups. Ready, boys? Big group dumping in left side. What do you want to do here? Ready? Kill him!
You'll see the camera on that one went like this.
It's in the head.
All 4 or 5 I think we went with.
My name is Matt Dahlstrom. I'm the creative director here at Hard Core Brands. Originally from Buffalo, Minnesota, but moved down for the job. I'm living in Grand Ridge, Illinois now. The last few seasons in Minnesota, the duck hunting's been pretty spotty. You know, there's some good areas, but really got to put the scouting time in to find the birds. The guys that on Arrival Outdoors really put the time in, you know, getting access to fields and putting the windshield time in to find the birds. You know, this season was abnormally cold early. You know, a lot of the bodies of water froze up. Found your bag, Kyle.
These ducks had been in the area for the better part of 3 weeks. They'd been hunted hard, they knew the routine, they'd seen decoy spreads, they've heard every call in the book. All we wanted to do was just coax them in, center them up, really soft feeder chuckles, soft quacks here and there on the corners. We're not ones to do a lot of calling, as you've seen in our videos, and this is a prime example of less is more. Very little calling, stay hidden, we're where they want to be, they're coming back.
Did you shoot all drakes there? Okay.
How many did you get?
5, I think. Kill him!
Oh, cool. Dumped both these in one shot on the right. Both got up at the same time. I pulled off because they were right there. Nobody called it. I thought, man, they're not gonna let it go.
Was there only one drake? Yeah.
My name's Josh Dahlstrom. I work at Hard Core Brands in the graphics department. I'm originally from Buffalo, Minnesota, and now live down here in Illinois. With a lot of the water being frozen up in the area, the birds are concentrated to the Mississippi River. The guys at DOA put in the time scouting this area and figuring out what fields they were going to when they were jumping off the river.
Nice shooting.
Those last couple groups we shot into on Saturday as we filled our limits, when those birds would peel out of that area, they were going 1.5 miles to 2 miles to the northeast to that other fresh cut cornfield. Going in there Sunday, we knew we only had a couple hours to hunt. The big question was, are they going to fly early enough before we have to leave? It was 9 degrees when we woke up that morning, and the temperature was supposed to continue to drop through the day. And in late season, bitter cold temperatures like that, on a sunny day, most of the time the ducks will sit and soak up that sun until the warmest part of the day, which is early mid-afternoon. This day we were hoping was going to be different. With the cloud cover, they had to get out and feed because they weren't going to be able to soak up the warmth of that sun. So right there, you know, at first light, first group comes up over the trees off the river, and there they were.
Go!
On these specific hunts, we've been using the Hardcore Run and Gunner layout blind, mainly because they're low profile, and we had, you know, hide quite a few guys and camera guys. So the Run and Gunner made it a whole lot easier to do so, being, you know, so low profile. And with the snow cover in the field too, it's a lot easier to hide those than a big framed blind.
This is one of the coolest hunts I've ever been on for late season duck hunting. The birds didn't need much convincing. The scouting was so good that these birds were automatically coming to this food source, and if you convinced a few of them, it seemed like it pulled in all 200.
To me, Minnesota, you know, the first thing I thought of was a honker state. Not anymore. There's some awesome, awesome duck hunting to be had in Minnesota. You couldn't ask for a better scenario on a late season hunt. 2 fresh food sources right there next to a roost on the Mississippi River where the ducks were keeping water open. And it just goes to show you that even though all the lakes, all the ponds are frozen late in the season like that, you've got to look at the rivers. And when it's cold like that and ducks are driven by their stomachs, that hunger drives them, they're not quite as smart as what they are in other times of the year. We were very fortunate to be invited up there by Matt and Josh from Hard Core and the guys from DOA Outdoors. They had these ducks pegged. They knew exactly what they were doing, when they were doing it. They had those 2 fresh food sources found, and you cannot ask for a better late season mallard hunt than what we had in Minnesota. When in doubt, drink coffee. Caffeine.
Hunt come about?
Actually, it's a pretty funny story. No, actually, it really isn't a funny story.
Duck hunting. And
What do you like about why is it so awesome? Don't focus on talking like you're trying to talk in front of the camera.
I know.
Like you're talking in front of me.
I don't know. I love.
Now that big pancake done.